Welcome, Insomniacs. So, what's up, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I do apologize that I have not been live. Let me explain what's been going on. Besides candle stuff, I've been with the kids trying to find a car for days. Finally bought one today, finally found one, but trying to find the right car at the right price with low mileage, no engine light on. I've been spending day after day after day on this to at least find one car, which we did today. So I have one more day that I'm going to be out of it. And this goes for Patreon's members of why I'm not really in chat much, why you haven't seen me much. Tomorrow we have to go to DMV. I got to get a couple of things on the car, like it needs a new tire and oil change and an alignment, all that fun stuff. Thank you, Corinne. So I've just been dealing with this for like days. But oh my God, Athena, they're ridiculous. But I found one today. I'll show you guys. It's really cute. Sage fell in love with it. And it was the right price. It only has 65,000 miles on it. It's 2009. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. And it's really super clean. No, it's 65,000, 64,000 to be exact. And that's it. And she was so excited. But yeah, we had to buy a battery today. So yeah, but the car is in mint shape. It really is. It's in excellent, excellent shape. It drives really well. But it's, a couple little things that it needed. Like it needed a battery, which we bought before we even bought it. It needs one tire. It may just be a whatchamacallit. It may just be like a flat or whatever, but it is like it could probably get pumped or whatever, but who knows. So yeah. So that's what I've been doing for days. That's why I haven't been around. And it needs an alignment. So, I mean, if she was like an experienced driver, I wouldn't need the alignment so bad, but she's not. So I want to get her the alignment. So I bought her a little phone holder for the vent and an air freshener. But that's it. That's the car. And all right. So that's why I've been like out of it. Haven't been around much. What's up, Joseph? Haven't been around much. So I apologize to everybody because I really haven't even checked in Discord. Today we were working on it like all day. Oh, and I had to get a windshield wiper. So I bought a windshield wipers. So yeah, now we're on to car number 2, but not worried about that yet. Because oh boy, does my insurance go up. So, but we're not worried about it yet. That'll come in time. And then Sage is going to buy out Phoenix and that's it. So yeah, so that's why. And then you guys can see I put out a short. I have tons of candles to make. I'm doing a show in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. So it's just crazy, crazy. It really is a cute car and it drives great. Did I say blinker fluid? I didn't say blinker fluid. I don't think I have. Did I say blinker fluid? I don't think so. Can you check past MOT certificates? Oh, I've looked it up. Yeah, to those of you guys that have candle orders, again, I said this last night. I'm going to say, yeah, I have a Carfax. I'm going to say it again. Every single order I have has a coffee candle in it, and I am out of coffee scent. So I ordered more. I ordered I think I ordered 32 or 64 ounces of it. So I won't be out again. It's a 2009 Kia Rio. And so, yeah. What is blinker fluid? I was wondering too. I'm like, what the hell is blinker fluid? No, you didn't say, but all right. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, I didn't say anything about blinker fluid. But yeah, it definitely needs an oil change. But the oil's still clean. It's really a clean car, like no joke. Nothing leaks, no lights are on. Well, except the tire pressure gauge, but that's because it needs a tire. No, I have had amazing luck with Kias. I really have. My Kia Soul lasted me until Sage crashed it. Like no joke. So that's what I'm saying. No such thing as blinker fluid. So, okay. So let's get into this because it's 3:00 in the morning. So we gotta, I don't feel like I gotta be up early. What was the name of the fruit candle in the glass? Which fruit candle? Not one I showed tonight. I can make the fruit candles any scent. Blinker fluid is what you send your kid to at the auto parts store. They'll be looking for a while. And by the way, what happened to windshield wipers? I paid $68 for 2 windshield wipers today. They used to be like $25. You get a pack of the Rain-X. Now it's like 33 for one and 36 for the other. I'm like, this is insane. Insane. Like, when did windshield wipers become so damn expensive? They are expensive. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is crazy. So, all right. So let's get into this. So I'm not here for 2 hours. See, John, same thing with my daughter. My daughter totaled a Kia Soul and she's good. Hey, Capone. All right. So you guys know that I am not I don't believe in God. I have been agnostic since I was 13. After researching a lot of different religions, after learning about a lot of different religions, I bought them at the auto parts store. Advance Auto Parts. And they were the Rain-X Quantum. They were like the best windshields you can buy, but nothing's too good for my little princess. So, all right. So you guys know that I don't believe in God. I made this decision when I was very young. My parents supported me, even though they do believe in God. If you don't know me, I was raised in a Jewish home, and I chose this route when I was very young, and nothing has ever changed my mind. I do, however, believe in spirituality. I believe in that there may be something when we die. I'll tell you an interesting story, though, about the afterlife. Some of you guys know that I saw ghosts when I was very young, but very recently, I had this dream. When Brad first died, Brad is my child's father who died back in April. I kept, the first couple of weeks after his death, I kept having dreams about him and having more dreams and more dreams. And every night I went to bed, I had a dream about him. So one night I had this really strange dream, and it was like I was going through this tunnel, and I was me, but I was going through like this blue and yellow tunnel, and it was almost like I was flying. It was very weird, but it's very vivid. Like I still see it now. And I was just traveling through this tunnel, and it was like a wavy blue and yellow. And I see him bouncing like all over the place, but it wasn't him. It was his soul. Like I can't even say it was a soul. It was like this white light, and it was kept bouncing like off the sides and bouncing from across, almost like a swimming pool kind of, but he just kept bouncing. But I knew it was him. Like I knew I was watching him. I tell somebody about the dream. They tell me that I have to read this book called something about souls. I forgot the name of it. By some doctor or some psychologist who wrote it a long time ago. She said I would really, really enjoy the book. "Hey, Triple T, that I would really enjoy the book." So I said, "Okay." And I can't remember, Journey of Souls maybe? And in this book, I used the audio version because I don't have time to sit down and read, but there was people, what it's about is people who die and they use hypnosis to get into the afterlife. So I've always believed that there was an afterlife, and a lot of the stories, and this is really weird though, but a lot of the stories that people told, they talked about a tunnel, and they talked about a blue and yellow lights, and they talked about bouncing all over. And it was almost like a couple of the stories matched my dream. So I totally believe in that. And I totally believe that what I actually saw was real, that like my dream was real. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny, after all this, after I'm done with all this, and I was like, you know what? I I know that what I saw in that dream was real. And I know that I haven't really dreamt about him since. And it's probably because he reincarnated into someone else. But after this person told me to read this book, it was just very weird that a lot of the stories matched exactly what I saw in the dream. Okay. So I believe in an afterlife, and I totally believe in what I saw as being real. Now keep that in mind. Tonight, when I was making candles, I was listening. I was trying to find someone to listen to. I watched this really fucking stupid ass movie on Netflix. But afterwards, I was looking for something to watch, and I came across Duty Ron. And Duty Ron was promoting a fundraiser that Red, White, and Bethune were doing for Gabby Petito Foundation. Now, what I find very, very odd, and this is where I say, do you think it's divine intervention, or do you think that it's a coincidence? Gabby Petito's body was found on September 19th of 2021, okay? Gabby Petito's body would have never been found if not for Red, White, and Bethune. Red, White, and Bethune's son died on September 19th of 2011. I have been thinking about this ever since I heard Duty Ron say it. That can't be a coincidence. Out of the millions of people on social media, out of the millions of people that are on YouTube, out of the multi-millions of people that watch the Gabby Petito case and were trying to figure it out and scrambling. And I mean, picture Kylie Rodney's case on steroids because it was 10 times bigger. The fact that Red, White, and Bethune, out of everybody, found Gabby Petito, basically, being the same day, different year, but same day that their son died, I can't get past this. Can't be a coincidence. I just can't. It's one of those things that gave me goosebumps. And like, even though I don't believe in God, I absolutely do believe in the afterlife. And and that's why I told you guys the story ahead of time. But that's just wild. Like, it's really, truly wild. Like, there's no way that out of the millions of people that were looking for Gabby's body, the very people that happened to drive by the van, probably at the time, could be at the time that he had killed Gabby. They happened to have it on video. They happened to drive by and get that on video on the exact same day that their son died. a 6-year-old no less. That's wild. And I just can't get past that. And, again, I'm not religious. I don't believe in God, but that's a little too much. The odds of them even finding Gabby were a bazillion to one. The odds that a YouTuber had the exact van on video is 10 billion to one. The fact that they found her body because of it is 500 billion to one. And the fact that it happens to be on the same day that their son died, I just can't with that. Like, that's just not a coincidence. It's just not. That there's no way that can be a coincidence. So I'm going to show you guys the video that Red White Bethune, once shared. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. And all the proceeds for the month are going to the Gabby Petito Foundation. I think they're trying to raise like $25,000. What I will say is it's pay it forward, but I'm going to let her explain it. And then see, Athena, I told you were going to like this live, but let me go ahead and play the video for you guys so you can see, and then we'll talk about it after. It's only like 2 minutes. Hold on. Whoops, I forgot about that sound thing. All right, hold on. Let me. All right. I remembered this time.
Hi, I'm Jen. This is Kyle, Ben, Molly, and Eli.
Is sound working now?
We're nomads.
I hit the. Hold on. It says it's hitting my audio. Oh, it was working? Okay, good.
Inspiring you to live a life that you love. Every September, we do Pay It Forward for Ethan, for our son Ethan, who was killed in a car accident back in 2011. Ethan was such an incredible kid. He showed empathy and kindness to everyone that he met. He'd do random acts of kindness because he said everyone should be paying it forward. September 19th to October 19th, we encourage you to do one small random act of kindness each day. It can be as simple as getting the door for someone or writing someone a letter you've been meaning to reach out to. Or you could even pay for someone's coffee in line behind you. This year, we have a hefty goal of raising $25,000 for the Gabby Petito Foundation. Last year, together we were able to raise over $10,000 for Mental Health America. This year, we want to work together to help victims of domestic violence. Ethan lived outside of his comfort zone, always saying hi to people, making them feel seen. Think about when someone does that for you out of the blue, no strings attached. Doesn't it feel good? Let's take this next month and make people feel seen and loved. I'm betting it'll be the best month that you've had in a very long time. Nothing makes your heart feel as full as paying it forward with no recognition. By doing things for other people without expecting anything in return, it's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. By simply going out of your way for someone, you might just change the trajectory of their entire life. And changing the trajectory of people's lives are exactly what Ethan and Gabby did. For the next 30 days, let's pay it forward for Ethan and Gabby. Let's do a random act of kindness every day from September 19th to October 19th. And if you can't donate, don't worry. Just share this fundraiser. You're doing more than you know just by sharing. Now let's get out there and start spreading some random acts of kindness by paying it forward.
Wasn't that a good video? Okay. It is true. But just so you guys know, let me show you this as well, because I think this gets lost with a lot of things. Okay. Let me move chat. All right. Let me, I can't even do that. All right. Hold on. Oh, why can't I move chat? All right. I'll put chat over here for now. You see this? This is by YouTube. They're not getting any money per se. They're not, it's not going through them. Granted, it's their foundation, but it was their foundation that was approved by YouTube. And the money they don't see. It goes directly to the Gabby Petito Foundation. So I know a lot of people are burned on fundraisers, but this is a YouTube approved fundraiser, meaning that no money passes anybody's hands. This goes right from your donation right to the Gabby Petito Foundation. It's red, white, and Bethane, doesn't see $1 out of it. So it was approved by YouTube. It's a real, in order to get approved by YouTube, it would have to be a true, a true charity. So even though it is their charity, it is nothing that they see money from. So I just want everyone to know that, because I saw somebody say that, you know, they were kind of burned on fundraisers, and I totally understand why, but that's why I wanted to show you that. It's not a typical type of fundraiser. And let me just bring you guys back over here so I can see you. All right. Whoop. Did I lose you? Oh, hold on. Oh, all right, here we go. So the fact, now that you saw that, the fact that that they put that together it's just wild to me that, you know, everything just lined up perfectly. And I don't know, I just thought it was wild, and I couldn't go to sleep until I really talked about it, because I don't know, there's got to be something to that just can't be coincidence. So I just wanted to get that off, and I just thought it was pretty wild. And I also wanted to share that, pay it forward. Bethel Van Life was a treasure hunt to win 1,400 limited seats on the end of day spaceship. Wait, what? Induct Nation obligations, blind folks evangelical, like a denominational merger. Bethel Van Life was a treasure hunt to win 1,400 limited seats on the end of days spaceship. I have no idea what you're talking about. There are no coincidences. See, Athena? That's what I'm saying. It really was a beautiful message. And I agree with it. Pay it forward is important. Who has two identities? Oh, when I almost got killed? I told you guys. It was wild. Sage asked me about it today too. I don't know how I didn't hit a car. I don't know how there was no car right there. But it was just weird. Like I was telling Sage, if that ever happens to you, make sure you look that there's no car. Don't just go over. Not sure if everyone here heard. Oh, so yesterday I was driving after looking at a car that was really bad. And I'm on the highway, and it's a 3-lane highway, and it's not like it's a tiny little highway. I mean, it's a 3-lane highway. Everybody was going. And I noticed that the 2 cars in front of me was starting to slow down, and the car in front of me, not so much. And all of a sudden, the car in front of me went bang right into the car in front of him. These are like 2 SUVs. I had like literally a half a second to decide what to do. So I turned into the right lane as fast as I could so I didn't smash into the guy in front of me. But the weird thing was, I never looked. I never bothered to look to see if there was a car on the left of me or on the right of me. Sorry, not the left. I never bothered to look, and I just went. And thank God thankfully there was nobody there. And in a 3-lane highway in traffic, there should have been a lot of cars to the right of me because there were to the left of me, there were in the middle. But for some reason, there was nobody to the right of me. And even when I did like a 180 and, I never lost control of the car, but I was shooken up. But even in front of me, there was nobody in the right. It was weird because there absolutely should have been, and I should have looked, and I didn't. And I could have easily got killed because I could have gone to the right. There would have been a car coming and then another car coming, and I would have been dead. And it would have been, if there was a car there, I would have been better off hitting the car in front of me because I should have gotten hit 2 different ways yesterday, and I didn't. I drove away perfectly fine. Like I said, I was totally shooken up. I was like scared and I cried a little, but I was fine. And, as soon as like I straightened out, I was like, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Brad. Because that's also divine intervention. Like I keep saying it, like there should have been cars there. And for some reason, there were none. I mean, I had plenty of room. All the other lanes were busy, but that lane, perfectly fine. It's so strange. I was on deathbed. I'm still here after a lot of praying. Okay. I always say thank God. Always. Someone or Sony is trying to tell you something. I'm telling you, but it was just very, very weird. I've always believed I had guardian angels, though, but that's a whole nother story. But I mean, despite what my haters say, I mean, I've lived a good life. I'm good to people. I'm kind to people. Yeah, I'll get pissed off and I'll scream and rant. But, I mean, my karma's generally good and my kids didn't do anything bad. So I would never even want to think that, Dayton would be parentless all within 6 months of each other. I mean, he would be a nutcase. So that's why I'm like, someone was looking out for me. Like, nah, that's not going to happen. Hey, Alexis. So some people think it isn't coincidence, but somebody was looking out for me. I'll tell you that much because, whew. But then between that yesterday and then today, and then hearing that was just weird. It was wild. Send email and I'll send some info. Okay. Praise God for all times. God has saved you. See, but I don't believe it was God. I believe in guardian angels. I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in an almighty God. And my dreams of Brad prove that. My dreams of Brad prove that I don't believe in one almighty, but I do believe in an afterlife. How could spirits exist without God? Because spirits have nothing to do with God. God is a spirit if you believe in God. How can you believe in angels and not? Because I'll tell you why. And I've said this before, so let me make this clear. Is there possibly a God once we die, and there's a God that looks over the heavens? Possible. That I won't rule out. I won't rule out that once you die, you have spirit guides and you have angels and you have a God that watches over heaven. That I believe is possible. What I don't believe is that there's one almighty God out there who makes miracles happen for every single person in the whole wide world, billion people living in the world. And there's one God that makes everything happen and yet still puts all of this horrible stuff in the world and kills innocent children and blah, blah, blah. That I don't believe in. That I will never believe in. You couldn't pay me to believe in that. But is it possible after we die? Yeah, I won't rule that out. So real question, what made spirits? Well, it depends what you mean by spirits. If you believe in a spirit as in a full body form, that's different. I don't believe in that either. But I do believe, after seeing what I saw with the tunnel, I do believe that your soul is a white glowing ball and that you reincarnate into someone else. And I kind of think it's kind of like this cycle of life, cycle of death. And that's what happens to us. And I never felt like that for a long time. But then when I read this book, combined with my dream that I had before I even knew about the book, and they both matched, it kind of makes me think that that is what happens. And I never really believed in reincarnation until I read the book. What prevents God from being able to interact on this side if spiritual energy can? I don't know if spiritual energy really can, though. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. 23 grams is what you weighed after you die. So let me tell you why I believe soul exists. I think it was called Journey of Souls. Hold on. I'd asked the person who told me, but I don't speak to her anymore. So I think it's Journey of Souls. Let me look. Yeah, Journey of Souls, case study between lives. Using a special hypnosis technique to reach the hidden memories of subjects, Dr. Newton discovered some amazing insights into what happens to us between lives. Journey of Souls, the record of 29 people who recalled their experience between physical deaths. Through their extraordinary stories, you will learn specifics about how it feels to die, what you see and feel right after death, the truth about spiritual guides, what happens to disturbed souls, why you're assigned to certain soul groups in the spirit world and what you do there, how you choose another body to return to Earth, the different levels of souls, beginning, intermediate, and advanced, when and where you first learned to recognize soulmates on Earth, and the purpose of life. And it was a really good book. And at first I wasn't even going to read it. And I told her, I said, dude, I'm not reading that. I said, I don't even have time to read it. She's like, no, I'm telling you, read it. She's like, it sounds just like your dream. So I said, okay. So I did. And I'm glad I did. The chapters are the 29 case studies. It's like 29 chapters. There's the saying, believe and receive it, doubt and go. See, I don't believe that though. Ian. Hey Dre. I just don't believe in that. Yeah, you could buy it on Amazon. I use the audiobook, but you could buy it on Kindle for $9.99. I just don't have time to sit there and read. So I use the audiobook, and the guy's voice kind of annoying, but you know, I would like do candles or clean and I would just listen to it. It was really good. Mind over matter. That's what I believe. Let me give you guys the link. Here's the link for Amazon. And there's like, it seems there's a couple of books that he wrote, but I only did the first one. But he's a real PhD. It was written back in 1994. It was a long time ago. I believe what I like to, so I receive according to what I believe. Not God, he gave me nothing. Thank you, local. I agree. Yeah, he wrote Journey of Souls, Destiny of Souls, and Between Life and Death, Conversations with the Spirit. Those are his 3 books. I want to start listening to more books. Oh, they're great. They're absolutely great. Oh, hold on. Temple are within our chakras. That is true. Add up to 144,000. So we are living in the image and can choose heaven or hell. And it's personal and why everyone should seek the truth. It does set you free. That's very true. The God gave his blood and free. See, but I don't believe in any of that. That's what I'm saying, Liam. I don't believe in any of that. It took a full 10 years after my mom's death. So let's see my first sign. Don't commune with spirits. That's why I don't listen to Steve Huff. Did I see her military record? No, not yet. You can believe in a doorknob eventually will turn on you. Karma's my religion. Don't say that to Tyler. No, Tyler knows how I feel. I've had in-depth conversations with Tyler. Like, that's why when people say like he's fake, I'm like, no, he's not. I've had in-depth combos with this guy about religion and about God and the Bible and, you know, beliefs. Like, people think, you know, oh, well, Tyler this, Tyler that. No, believe me, I've had in-depth combos. He's definitely not fake. He really believes in what he preaches. Nah, Liam, not at all. Oh, I'm still scared of death. What, are you kidding me? Maybe we shouldn't have this topic. Why? I wouldn't want a room full of everybody that believed in the same thing. How lame is that? Because when you force feed, I'm going to say this for most people who don't believe in God and religion, because it was force fed to them that they have to believe in it. Not because they really went on a spiritual journey, but because it was force fed to them that they have to believe certain things. And nobody should be force fed anything. You know, some people believe in it, more power to them. Some people don't believe in it, more power to us. Nobody's right or wrong because we're all alive. So we don't know what happens when we die. So for anyone to say that they're wrong for not believing is just as ignorant as people saying they're wrong for believing. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't know. So exactly, mind over matter. But we just don't know. None of us know what's going to happen when we die. We just don't. There may be a God, there may not be a God. So Believe what you want. Believe what's personal to you. I believe that if there was a God, I'd be married to John Travolta, but I'm not married to John Travolta. So what does that tell you? Can't believe in God. No, I'm totally kidding. Kind of. Oh, Tyler's totally for real. Okay, Liam. I'll go with that because you're right. It's faith, which is your heart and soul. Well, I could go into that too. No, he doesn't above the trees. I could answer that too, though, Tony. Your heart is just an organ, and your soul, well, soul's something different. Hey, Rhonda, but your heart is just an organ. Thanks, Liam. No, he doesn't above the trees. Why does the money from Sonny Bono go to a movie contractor? What? Exactly, Keister. Exactly. God's not a magic genie in a lamp. The world's now where everything was right. New Jerusalem is. I don't know. I still think eye for an eye. Oh, Joseph, while you're here, let me give you a quick update on Mason Sisk. You know, the kid that murdered his whole family? If you didn't watch my video from last night, let me give you a follow-up. Talk about divine intervention. So the person that the family member I've been speaking to told me today that a lot of jurors were going to not convict him if there wasn't a mistrial. So it'll be interesting what happens in February when he goes back to court. But it was declared a mistrial the other day and yesterday. And the jurors weren't going to convict. I don't know what they would do with this kid who killed every member of his family. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'll read to you what I got. Hold on. Okay. So she said some of the jurors are saying they wouldn't have convicted. So I said, oh, wow, because he was 14 at the time, or well, was. She said they still had questions. The state had plenty of evidence. He was saying he wants to be a contract killer because he's so good at it. And they were thinking about letting him off. There was a short news snippet on it, maybe channel 19. She said they're hung up on the no fingerprints and no DNA, but the gun came home with him that day from Florida. And only one car went to and left the house, the family's. It's on camera. I said, I'm telling you, it's because they're having a hard time putting away a 14-year-old for life. This has been an ongoing debate in the courts for years. A 14-year-old, hold on. A 14-year-old is not mature enough to know what he was doing. And if he was never in trouble with the law and was not a bad kid, he very well might walk away. Why did they have a mistrial, though? I think it's possible that his attorneys might say that he is so non-emotional due to what he saw and is so scared, being if it wasn't him. She said, I think it's now a possibility of parole after 30 years. She said, I really have no idea how they'll try to justify his text where he has admitted it or why he still shows no emotion about any of it. He did have troubles, emotional anger stuff. One side of the family says he didn't have a lot, but he was rough with the kids and got in Mary's face. They didn't have access to Mary or John's cell phone until this past week, so they called in a mistrial so they can get that info. So they can get that info. And that's all I got. It's just crazy, though. Who's Howard? Did I say Howard? Who's Howard? I have looked at the Anon story. I was honestly never that interested in it. I saw the movie, I read some clips. I wasn't that interested in it. I don't know why. I just wasn't. Who's Howard? Did I say Howard? Howard's my mom's boyfriend. Well, because they're allegedly a nonprofit. How peace is well, I agree with that, Keister. But I just think, yeah, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. But it is an ongoing debate in the courts. Like, should you get 14? No, as a matter of fact, you just reminded me. The only update that I have on that, the girl was, let me open up Twitter. The girl was supposed to come on my panel and she kind of disappeared. Let me find it. I don't remember her name. One of his teachers came on my sent me a message. Here it is. She said, I'm a teacher at Ashton School and I have some info on other times he has run away and mom didn't care and how the sister claimed that the stepdad takes showers with her. I would like to stay anonymous, but want the info out there. I said, you can remain anonymous. Can you just prove the things you are saying? She said, he's in my class. I'm sure I could pull the many police reports that have been filed on her. I could show you my IC roster. Not sure how I can prove the times he ran away as far as the school records. What kind of info would you be looking for? And then I said, how is he doing? Would love to talk to you on phone. Is he wearing the watch that we got him? She never answered. So and that's all I have on that. Because you just got like a random message. I'd like to know more, but I couldn't get any more. Hey, Janie. And that's it. Those are my updates. Howard is going to play on my mind for a long... Howard's my mom's boyfriend. They're in Hawaii right now. Loving life. I just was reading a screenshot somebody sent me. All right. I don't know. On which case? Mind over matter, which case? Both of them? His channel died. This whole nightly panel and chats. Liz got in there a few strays. Oh, Mason? No, he doesn't. That's the thing. Thanks. That's the thing, though. He doesn't. And it's so strange. He was generally a good kid. But that's like a whole nother discussion. But a 14-year-old does not have the mental capacity to really know what he was doing. He just doesn't. A 14-year-old with a gun, yeah, it was premeditated. But do you lock up a 14-year-old for the rest of their life? Do you keep them locked away for 30 years? Where's that going to get him? You know what I mean? You go away from time you're 14, What kind of life are you going to have? Even if you get out, you're probably better off in jail. They say that there was arguing, but again, there's nobody that can dispute it because they're all dead. Exactly, Joseph. Bio mom is dead. She's been gone for years and years and years. She was a big drug addict. 15 and was out in his late 20s, back again within a year. I have my theories about I was going to say revisitation. Why people go back. Well, allegedly, mind over matter, allegedly, his issue was that he had that he found out that his stepmom wasn't his mom, and he grew up thinking that that was his mom, and that's why he allegedly killed everybody and killed the kids, because he didn't want them to be without both parents. Which, put yourself in a 14-year-old's head. In a 14-year-old's head, that makes perfect sense. I want to kill my parents. Why would I want the little ones to survive and be all fucked up without parents? I might as well just get rid of all of them. As an adult, that makes no sense. As a 14-year-old, that makes sense. You know what? And I say that because I have a 14-year-old. To a 14-year-old, their logic, yeah, that makes logical sense. It just doesn't equate when you're an adult. And that's part of the problem. Hit that thumbs up, people. The law is still using 100-year-old neuroscience. I agree with that. He could have ran away. It could have, would have, should have. But again, he's a 14-year-old kid. I was a 14-year-old, and that would have never made sense to me. But maybe you are built differently. You don't hate your parents enough to kill them. And it seems his father was abusive to him. Like, there's just so many different things. Do not believe in all that. When my mom was diagnosed, there you go. A lot of people say that. I say that about Alzheimer's. I watched my dad die of Alzheimer's. Ted Bundy snapped when he found out his mom was really his grandma and his sister was his mom. The mother one is the worst. How was disappointed on a Facebook group for Colorado? He blocked him. Why? Why would they block him? No, that's very true, Dre. But as a pediatrician, I'm sure you agree with me that kids, the 14-year-old's brain is not developed enough to truly know what they're doing. Oh, he doesn't know why? I have no idea. I haven't been there. I hope I'm not blocked. Incredible if I can understand why you mentioned to me to sub. Thanks, Liam. Because I'm cool. Killer side. Yeah, that's true, Rhonda. The villain can make you snap. Absolutely. Talking about Mason Sisk. Mason is a case that I've covered, showed it, like, have videos on it, because I think it's on my other, it may even be on my other channel, but he lived like 15 minutes from here. When you hear people like my haters run around and leave comments about, she went to a funeral, it's Mason Sisk they're talking about. Yeah, the facts definitely present. Mother bound. Wow, there's a big one. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of reason, but a lot of kids are abused and they don't go killing their parents. So That's all right, Liam. Mental and physical abuse will make you snap. It can, but there's a lot of people that are mentally and physically abused that don't snap. Yeah, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example. Dayton, as you guys know, Dayton's going through his own stuff. But one of the things that he's having issues with is abandonment. Dayton's never been abandoned by anybody. Dayton, I've always been his rock. My mom's been his rock. You know, people die, but that's not abandonment. But that's one of his issues. It makes no sense. He's never been abandoned. But that's in his 14-year-old mind, he contributes death to abandonment. So you never know what a 14-year-old is thinking. And that was my whole point. I'm not going to get into everything, but that, you know, to a 14, we all know abandonment isn't death. I mean, people can't help death. It is what it is. That's not like, you know, someone abandoning you. But to a 14-year-old, they think it is. Rumple long hair. All my candles have crystals. So death from illness, that he feels that way. Well, maybe. But that's the only person in his life. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Yeah, my candles use all numerology. Oh, speaking of, I don't want to give their name because they have a very unique name. But to the person that ordered the pink champagne, I'm going to send you an email. I do want to thank you. And the reason I'm thanking you is there was a candle that I had no price. It was showing price of 0. And when I opened the order, I was like, what the hell is this? So I realized that I never put a price on it for some reason. And she ordered it and I'll honor it. But thank God. See, I always say thank God, but thankfully she did not run and tell 150 people, hey, this girl screwed up and you can get this candle for free. Thankfully. So I want to thank her. I'm going to send you an extra candle for not doing that. I do want to thank you for that because you could have easily sunk me. You could have easily, you know, had 100 people order this candle, which I would not have been able to honor. So I do want to thank you for that. And like I said, you have a very unique name. It's not like it's like Michelle. So I don't want to say it, but your initials are KK. So, and not Ken Kratz, but I really do want to thank you for that. You know, you little sneaky, but yeah. So thank you for that. I know who you mean. No, she does her order name. I've never seen on YouTube, but it's a very unique. So that's why I don't want to say anything. It's person that ordered the pink champagne. It was just really funny though. When I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, thankfully she didn't tell 100 people to, hey, go here. So I know, right? You are too? Gotta love good old King Kratz. Hurting animals, some normal. Yeah, but he didn't. Hey, Ginger. So no emails yet. Just checked. I will reply. What am I sending you an email for? Send me an email. I don't have time to email you. I know, Brittany. She ordered another candle with it. It's not that she only ordered one. She ordered 2. But I would have done that too. Hey, free candles. Maybe, you know, she thought it was like an add-on. But I'm just very thankful she didn't go tell 100 people, hey, it's free. So was he? No, I think he walked away from law. I mean, he was disbarred for a minute, but I don't know what happened after that. Yes. Is this about Zanime? I've already said what I feel about Zanime. New Jagger would be ruled out as a person of interest. Where is all that BS coming from that people were saying Jagger said he was at Truckee party? Because people lie. There are so many liars in this case. It is unreal. And notice who hasn't been around. Ryan hasn't said a word. Ryan's in his own drama with some Johnny guy. Lack of stable parental figure is akin to abandon. Aha. Mom head. Mom metastatic cancer when I was 2 years old. My sister and I were sent away several times. Aha. Jagger was never at the party. I was testing the girl who ordered it. No, so I mean I fixed it, but thank God that she didn't, she didn't tell everybody. It was kind of like she just kept it a little secret. Almost been 3 years since my mom passed. It's been 3 years, Keith. I still remember when it happened. That's wild. It's been 3 years? Wow. I remember you jumped on somebody's panel. I don't remember whose, but you jumped on someone's panel to talk about it. That's wild. It's been 3 years. Dang. That's a long time. Yeah, but Dayton has a stable home. You can't get any more stable than me. I don't even date. I mean, I do a little while, but people saying Jagger. All right, let me check out. I do want to look at TT's video. Whoop. I was Make a Mobsters panel. Okay. All right. All right, 5 hours ago. Here we go. Oh, all right. So we did the follow-up from, hold on. He did the follow-up. Remember we had said the other day. Yes, I'm Laura. Remember we said the other day that he was going to look into it and find out if the name was spelled right or wrong. So now we have the video. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. All right. Well, I'm not going to play it for 2 hours, but I'm skim through it. Oh. All right.
Yeah, all you haters had a whole shot. It is what it was, what it will be. What up, Triple T? This is Tim. I'm back again with another twister for me. I don't know why, but I love this name right here. Crazy Purple Kirby Lady. That is a. But I was putting all kind of fires out. At your.
I'm sorry, Triple T. I was not
around my military service. I said, all right. In that process, First way I ran it.
Okay.
No records found. Now, all right. So that's what was going on when I was over on Perplex channel on Sunday with Sin TV, because like I said, I was up on Sin's Live Saturday night, and he was talking about some guy named, what's his name? Psycho Babble Raps or something like that. I don't know. I don't follow the guy. But anyway, he was talking about that, and he said if there's any YouTube content creators that want to add anything, hit him up on IG and he'll send us the link. So I hit him up and I showed him all this information. But I did not show any receipts when I was on his live. Now, why did I look her name up in the first place?
No, Scooby, that was the name of somebody, another channel.
Someone contacted. Because this is the name that was given to me. Where's it at? Given by the individual contacting me. And when you click on all these articles, it talks about her going to Ukraine to rescue her family. Right? So that's the name that I used. And I even said it in Perplex's video that if the name is not spelled correctly, I would get a false hit. It wouldn't pop up correctly. And that's why I was getting no results. So in private chat on StreamYard, she gave me the correct spelling of her name. First, middle, and last. I was one letter off. The letter that I was off, Anastasia, what I came up with. Now, once again, even on Perplex's live stream and even on Sin TV, I said I am not saying that she's stolen valor. I'm just saying the name that I was trying to search. Probably going to wonder, well, how can she have a college degree without a high school diploma? And how can she be in the United States military? Because we do not track foreign diplomas from other schools. We only track American high schools. Does that make sense? So some of y'all are probably saying, well, how does she join the military if she doesn't have a high school diploma? Once again, I am not saying that we don't track. What I'm saying is the U.S. government does not track foreign high schools. So that's why it says no high school diploma. Because she didn't go to school here. She went to school wherever she's from. Her date of birth. Now, I did block out the month and date, but she was born in 1983. So, if I do the quick math, 2003 would be 20. 13 would be 30. So, she's 39. Or soon to be 39. She's a female. There's no aliases. She is DOD, meaning she does work for the Department of Defense. OEF/OIF. That's Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Yes. And here are the dates that she served. She served from September 10th, 2009 to August 18th, 2010. IA is Iraq. Afghanistan, she served.
Let me just say, I'm so glad that he is telling us what all these, things mean. Because I'm like, IA, that's Iowa. AF, that's as fuck. So I'm glad he's explaining what they all are.
January 1st, 2013 to October 31st, 2013. So she did 10 months in Afghanistan and looks like a little over 11 months in Iraq.
So she didn't lie.
Blocked out her social, never married. Her race is white. This is her Army information. There are DD-214s on file. That means that because she was on active duty for 11 years, she got a DD-214 to show that she was on active duty service, and then she went into the National Guard. There is no Vietnam era service. She's not old enough. There's no Gulf War indicators that she didn't serve in Desert Shield or Desert Storm. She was never a POW. She doesn't have a Purple Heart. To the far right, where you see where it says reenlistment indicator and Gulf War service, all that stuff was blank because they only fill that out for your final DD-214 once you're done your military service. And she does not have a Medal of Honor. Now, all this information I just read off to you was updated on, the last time it was updated was March 28, 2017. So, roughly 5 years ago. Now we go into her actual service. She was regular Army. She was Army active duty from October 7, 2003 to September 1st, 2014. When she got out, she was an E5 sergeant, and her character of service was honorable. But she also was an E5 promotable. Then she entered the Army National Guard on the very next day after she got off of active duty. She entered on September 2nd, 2014. And
yeah, but you want to know something, Rhonda? I get what you're saying, but it's kind of a good thing. It really is a good thing. Because now nobody does all this and involved in a murder or anything like that. So, hey, Allie. So I think it's a good thing. I mean, you don't really want your shit out there, but this is a good thing. Tony, she's got way too much to lose.
She's currently still a guardsman. That's why there's no date here. And her current rank is Sergeant First Class E7. Her character service is unknown because she's still serving. Now, she does have 3 additional DD-214s while serving in the National Guard. The first one was her last one was April 15th, 2020 from May 22nd, 2020. And she was a Sergeant First Class and was honorable. So she was on active duty for roughly 38 days. Most likely that was for a military school. And because she's considered what they call an M-Day soldier, meaning 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks out of the year. Anytime you go on federal orders for more than 30 days, you'll be put on active duty status. And when you get done with that active duty status, they will issue you a DD-214. That's why she has that one. In the second one, she was on federal orders roughly about 4.5 months, and she was an E7 at the time, and it was an honorable discharge. Once again, that's most likely a military school. Now, this one right here, she was on there almost 3 years. And the reason why that is because from July 18, 2016 to March 31st, 2019, she was in the master's program. So the military has a program set up. If you have a bachelor's degree,
yes,
and you want to try to get your master's, they will put you on active duty status so you can get active duty pay while you go to school to get your master's degree. That way you don't have to worry about a financial burden. So she was on active duty almost 3 years.
I've never been in the military, but I would be proud of all this. Like, whether you believe she's involved or not, she deserves respect for this. I mean, she served our country no different than TT did. I mean, he got hurt. He sounds more like he was on the front lines, but she's active duty. She fought our wars.
Not completely 3 years. She's about 4 months shy of it. So 2 years, 8 months. That's about the timeline for a
Wink, and nobody's been arrested.
master's. I know it's a 2-year program. However, they bring you on active duty 4 months before and 4 months after. 4 months before you be put on active duty, so you can get everything processed, get ready for schooling, and then the 4 months after, so it's like a depress, like like a debriefing type of thing. So where you can calm down, don't have to worry about going to work right away. Take those 4 months, get everything situated. So for 2
Yeah, but Dre, that's all on her. Like that's on her. But the fact that she served and she was in our wars and she fought for our country says something. She deserves respect for that. No different than anyone else.
2 years, 8 months, she was on active duty, and that was when she went to her master's program. Now, the reason why it doesn't show it up here that she has a master's, because this data was updated on March 28th, 2017. So it's not going to be, that's the information that you see from here up.
Triple T, I just want to say thank you again for the way you're going through this and explaining all of it, because most of us would have no clue.
Was updated on there. Everything I'm showing you from here down gets updated every month. All right. Then we go into her combat pay, combat tax exclusion. She was receiving hostile fire pay from September 10th, 2009 to August 18th, 2010. And once again, that's her Iraq service. And then she was getting it again for January 1st.
Like, he's truly leaving this for no interpretation. Like, he is covering every single basis, even by telling us this was when she went for a master's, which none of us would have known unless you like knew how to read these.
2013 to October 31st, 2013. That's her Afghanistan combat zone tax exclusion, where you get tax-free money. Same timeline. Iraq, Afghanistan. Here are her awards and medals. Now, you're going to see a row of dates over here.
Oh.
2015. That's all those are the same dates. It does not mean she got awarded all those awards on that date. That's when it was uploaded into the system. But she has an Army Commendation Medal with a second device. That means she has a total of 3. She has an Army Achievement Medal with a second device, total of 3. She has a National Defense Service Medal. She's got an Afghanistan Campaigning Medal. She has an Iraqi Campaigning Medal with a Campaign Star, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, 5th device. That means she's received 6 Good Conduct Medals, because you get one every 3 years, and she's in her 19th year. So, yeah. So she should be getting due to get another one here soon. She has a NATO medal. She has a National Defense Service Medal, Iraq Campaign Medal with a Star, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal with a Star, Overseas Ribbon, Non-Commissioned Officer Professional Development Ribbon with second device. That means she's been to 3 NCO schools. You go to your first one when you make E5, you go to your second one when you make E6, and you go to your third one when you make E7. And if you're fortunate to be like me, you go to your 4th one when you make E8, and you go to your 5th one when you make E9. So she's been to 3 NCO schools for leadership. Then she has a Meritorious Unit Commendation and a Valorous Unit Awards. So that's her correct spelling of her name. The woman did serve in the military. She is not stolen valor. And I said, if I can prove that she served in the military, I would be more than happy to put it out there. So for all these people that said that she was stolen valor, well, you're wrong. Now, I do want to say this. Yes, I know that when she was up on Tony Dodge's channel and She was being pressed by Ryan Upchurch. She was very timid. Now, as a sergeant first class in the United States Army, that's one of the most sternest ranks there is. And I'll give you an example. So, if you remember the movie Full Metal Jacket, right? The drill sergeant in the movie, he was an E7. About 90% of your E7s in the Army have that mentality. Tough as woodpeckers live. They don't take crap off of nobody. They're biting into you like a daggone junkyard dog. That's what most E7s are like. Not all E7s, but most E7s. Why? Because it takes an act of Congress to bust you. You just can't get an Article 15 and they take your rank like that. It actually has to go to Congress, and Congress has to vote on it if you get busted or not. That's why after the 90-day mark of you getting promoted to E7, and it's a running joke among all the E7s in the military, will tell you, oh, I'm just waiting for that 90 days. Because after 90 days, your rank is permanent, and they cannot take it from you. And you can just act a fool as long as you don't kill anybody or get a DUI.
See, do you realize what he's saying, though? He's saying that an E7 comes from the government. It's not even like, some Joe Schmo who's having an affair with you can approve it. This comes from, our government that approves an E7, which makes it even more respectful.
Or come up hot for a piss test. But other than that, you pretty much do what you want, and 9 times out of 10, you'll get away with it. Now, why is she so timid? I believe it has to do with her job that she does. She's an office worker. She's not a combat soldier. So when I hear people say, well, you think, being in the military, she can shoot a gun. She's been to combat. Just because she's been to Iraq or Afghanistan don't mean she's actually been in combat. There's a big difference. Yes, she was in a combat zone, but she wasn't out pulling triggers every day. She wasn't out going out on combat missions. Most likely she was up in the battalion or brigade TOC, sitting at a computer screen, drinking daggone ice cold Cokes or falafels, depending on where she was, living the good life. So you've got to take that in consideration. And I'm not saying because she's a female. I'm just saying because of the job that she does, she's not going to have that I'm going to bite your head off attitude. So, Ms. Zaname, thank you for your military service. Everything that you said about your military career, what I've seen so far is 100% correct. However, I could be mistaken on this. I don't know how true, but I'm pretty sure, and I have to find the video, and I think it was on a Tony Dodge's video. Someone questioned her about her military service. She said, I served 10 years on active duty as a sergeant, as an E7. And she goes, I'm in the National Guard. I got 1 more year to retirement. Now, I don't know if she was applying that while she was on active duty, she made the rank of E7, but she didn't. She only made the rank of E5. She's actually E5 promotable, meaning she's been to the promotion board. She's been to the schooling. She's just waiting to make the cutoff scores. Now, what I personally believe, and I don't know, but I'd have to ask her, is that the reason
I would be a great E7. Get the fuck up. I'd be great.
Why she went from active duty after 11 years and went into the national.
Tony, that's not fair. That is not fair at all. And I'll tell you why it's not fair. Nobody goes to a job to not get paid. Nobody goes to work for free. There's always benefits at a job. There's always benefits. Some people take a job for the benefits. Some people go work for Microsoft or Google because of the benefits that they receive. The military is a job. The difference is you could die from it. You can end up going to war and end up dead. Most jobs that you go to, you don't end up dead. So you're taking a job with higher risk should get higher reward, plain and simple. I don't agree with women fighting on the front lines. I never have. But that doesn't mean that those jobs aren't needed, because they are. And how do I say this? I absolutely agree with you that kids go there to, kids join the military, that low income, it's a good future. But what are their alternatives? Is their alternative to end up, a drug dealer, or to work at Burger King or McDonald's? Who cares why they join? It doesn't matter why they join. It's a good job. For lack of a better way to say it, it's a good job. But it's a job that you put your life on the line. So you should get benefits for it. You should do stuff for it. You should get perks for it. No different than any other job. But at the end of the day, they are still fighting for our country, and they should be thanked. No matter who they are, they should be thanked. People go to war and come back and are fucked up for life. People go to war and they come back 30 years later and they are fucked up in the head forever, and they're put out on the streets. And it was all to help our government. You can't deny them. And yet, year after year, election after election, they get denied and they end up fucked up. No one ever fought for our country. Yeah, but the mentality is they are fighting for our country. And that's what is embedded in them, that they are fighting. Somebody needs to fight it. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, somebody needs to fight it. The country, the United States, needs them to fight for us. Imagine if they didn't fight for us, what would happen? Who's going to go out there? Biden? Biden's going to go fight a war? Come on.
National Guard is because she only had one more year of eligibility as an E5. So if she didn't make the cutoff score, they were going to QMP her, put her out. So most likely what happened, from my experience, now I don't know if this is true or not, but from my experience.
Oh, I totally agree with you. It's government brainwashing. Absolutely agree with you.
When soldiers are close to their RCP date.
Yeah, imagine Biden and Trump on the front lines.
They will transition from active duty to the National Guard so they can make the rank and they can keep their retirement once they hit their 20-year mark. Because of the MOS that she's in, she probably already talked to the National Guard recruiter when it was come time for her to exit the active duty status, and probably said, okay, what unit can I go to make E6? Because it's based off if there are shortage MOS, meaning they don't have many of her positions, she can be put into that position and she can be promoted like that if she meets and get promoted like that. And they will pay you active duty pay, so you don't have to worry about getting a job, because as a National Guardman, they still have to go get a civilian job. Because as an E6 in the Guard back then, she was probably making about, thank you for your military service. I said, if she's in there and I put the wrong name in there, I'll be the first one to thank her for her service. Because I never once said that she was a stolen valor. A lot of people did. And I do want to clarify something. Grizz, thank you for your military service. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Simplified, do or die. Gun ho, gun ho. Is that the real anime? If that's the real anime, if you'd like to come up and talk, I do have some questions for you, just to make sure that I'm Captain Kirk one day. And y'all know who Captain Kirk Reacts is. He does those live streams with Ryan Upchurch on the true crime stuff. Somebody had told them she became a citizen as soon as she joined the military. And he's like, well, that don't seem right. How you can just join the military and become a citizen. No, that's not how it works.
Here.
In order, yes, if you join the military and you're not a natural born citizen, you can get your citizenship to this state, to this country, after your first honorable contract. Meaning you have to sign up most likely for 4 years, complete that 4 years, and they be considered honorable. Meaning you didn't get any UCMJs, you didn't get in trouble, you didn't get any Article 15s, you didn't lose any rank. That's considered an honorable contract. Once you have that first honorable contract, then you are eligible to apply for U.S. citizenship. And 9 times out of 10, if you pass the background check, you will be awarded your U.S. citizenship. But you can't be dual citizen. Okay, that's cool with his anime, I understand. Like I said, no hard feelings. Once this blue stuff up for a living, I got to pay good money for it. You brought too much heat on yourself. We can't afford to have you here, so we're going to kick you out the guard. And she can do it that way. But that hasn't happened. If she had a mental breakdown to where she was omitted.
I'm going to have to finish this tomorrow because I could literally listen in for another 2 hours, go through everything, but there's no way I could do it today because it's 4:30 in the morning. So we're going to have to take this till tomorrow. But I'm definitely going to watch it with you guys. Oh. All right. I'm definitely going to watch it with you guys tomorrow. Nope, Lex, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. Too bad. Sucks to be you. Mods, don't drop the link so they'll come back tomorrow. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, but I just want to finish what I was saying before. And I really mean this. To look at the military as a fault because they are young kids doing a job and want to get out of the bad life that they're in. I would much rather them join the military and have a chance at life than be drug dealers or never be able to go to college. You know, a lot of them a lot of them go into the military so they can go to college and better their life without, you know, mom having to pay for it or without, you know, being in financial debt the rest of their life. So to fault them for wanting a better life is wrong. You know, to fault people who want to come to the United States, or I'm sorry, to come to America. And the way they do that is through either getting married, coming here legally, or joining the military and doing something positive. That's not something that should be looked down upon. That's actually a good thing. So, you know, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, stating that you don't want to thank them for the service is almost like telling a cop that telling a cop's family that they weren't a hero when they died in the line of service. They are. There's a lot of kids that lost their life in the military trying to get a better life because our government is fucked up. And I know from friends of mine that were in the military many, many years ago as top ranks that we don't even want to know what goes on in the military. That's how fucked up it is. Joseph, you know we're supposed to drop it. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, telling those parents that, you know, you're not thanking their kid for their service because they, you know, they went there to get a free life is just wrong on so many levels. And it shouldn't be like that. That's all. Yeah, he gave requirements. In order to come over to America, you have to serve one full contract. So you have to serve 4 years. But it's honorable for a woman to do that because she absolutely could have just married some guy and come over here. She could have been on 90 Day Fiance and came over. She didn't choose to. Hey, Kurt. She didn't choose to. She chose to come over. Thank you, Dr. Dre. Yeah, I gotta head to bed too. It's 4:30 in the morning. Kurt's probably getting up for work. She chose to because to her, being in the service was far better than you know, being on 90 Day Fiance kind of thing. It pays low wages and demands more than 95. No, it's got really good benefits though. Military, I mean, if you're in the military, you have really good benefits as long as you continue. But I mean, your head gets fucked up. Your mentality is fucked up. But it's people that don't, let me tell you this. Kurt, don't get mad at me, but you'll probably laugh because you know it's true. Out of the people that I know in my life that have no money, had no future, didn't have much, didn't want to go to school, they either A, became welders, or B, they joined unions and became welders, or 3, they joined the military. This is what men do. I can't say much for women, but this is what men do when they don't want to go to college. They don't want to go to school. To see a woman do that, it is facts. And I've had this fight with my son because he's very, very smart. And he keeps saying he wants to be a welder like all his brothers from his dad, you know, his dad's son. And his older brother keeps telling him, Dayton, you are very smart. None of us finished school. None of us liked school. That's why we're all welders. You know, dad taught us that, all right, fine. You don't want to go to school? Join a union, become a welder, become a journeyman, you know, follow my footsteps. And that's what they all did. But you're the one kid that is above that. Like you can do so much more. And they do make good money. And you could do so much more. You know, his older brother's like, dude, stay in school. And he's like, but you make great money, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, but Dayton, you can make double money. Just stay in school. So my son is, you know, in this, I want to be a welder like dad. No, you don't. So, but it's true though. That is what they either join the military or they become welders. That's people I know. But neither one is a bad job, just one you can die and one you don't. So, but going back to, I got sidetracked, but going back to my original point is, you know, every single job has benefits. So I don't know. I just think it's ignorant to say that, you know, to not say that you thank them for their service because they get benefits. It's just whacked in itself. Just my opinion. You get paid more to be a soccer player in England than a nurse. See, there you go. Welders die every day? Not really. Only because the plumbers and pipe fitters unions have the highest rate of drug and alcohol. I'll tell you that much. Lex, I'm going to play it tomorrow. It's 4:30 in the morning. I got to go to bed. I got to be up soon. I got to sit at DMV for God knows how long. Yes, my ex had great pay and great benefits. And great benefits till he stopped going. But even benefit-wise, like that's the one thing. Dayton's medical coverage is only covered until March of next year. And then it lapses. They give you 1 year after the member dies. I told him, I said, it's going to suck that you're not going to get dad's benefits anymore. Well, military is kind of like a union. But no, I was talking about something else. I was talking about pipe fitters. Hey, Richard. Yeah, it does suck. But it is what it is. What they did in NH was horrible. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys something. I forgot. What's happening in Chicago? People talking about Chicago. Yeah, I have to go sit at DMV for the new car. I mean, it's not a new car, but Sage's new car. Phoenix's new car. And in a couple months, we got to get Dayton a car. Let me see the birds chirp at your place when you would have late lives. Yes. Now you hear crickets. Crickets. And then, like, this morning, I was going to stay awake to get stuff done. I had a doctor's appointment at 9. I slept right through it. Yeah, someone said there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in Chicago. I said, I don't even know what's going on in Chicago. Talk about purge and the no cash bail, so everyone is released on own recon. Oh, no shit? You basically rob the bank and flee the law, can't change. Well, that's how New York is. That's why my brother retired. My brother said it was crazy. The last 2 years he was a cop, he said it was nuts. They could just do whatever they want. He said you couldn't even control them. Chicago, yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't know what it was happening. Chicago Safety Act passed, letting jails out no bond for second degree. Yeah, I heard, I think it was a couple of Patreons were talking about Chicago. I was like, what the hell's going on in Chicago? You only go to jail 24 hours for murder until the trial? What? What are they trying to do? Kill each other? Wow. That's crazy. Exactly, Gina. Sounds like it's going to work real well. Oh, it's all of Illinois. Yeah, I just heard Chicago. Releasing criminals with violent felonies with cash bails. Violent felonies will no longer be anything more than a ticket. SRO will no longer be in schools. Why? Why, though? Kill us? Yeah, but Chicago is bad. I guess it depends how they do. But I know New York, like my mom said, in the 21 years my brother was a cop, she never worried. The last 2 years, she was very worried. I have to drink tap water. The water button on our fridge broke. It is going to be out of control. Chicago won't get bad. If everyone will get a bag from the dispensary, everyone would be chill. Good point. You know, speaking of pot, I was talking to my kids about that. My teenagers, I mean, they're all teens, but my older ones, twins. And, you know, Sage's friends have, you know, some of them smoke pot and stuff. And I told her, you know, I was telling her and one of her friends that drugs are not like they were when I was young. When we were young, you did cocaine and it was cut with baking soda. It didn't kill you. You experimented with drugs, it didn't kill you. Now, you can't even smoke pot without worrying it's going to be laced in fentanyl. And I told her, I said, look, you know me, I'm pretty laid back, but I'm telling you guys, do not even smoke pot from the street. Do not even ask someone to go to a dispensary in a legalized state because you cannot even trust pot. Grow your own, exactly. But you cannot even trust pot anymore because people dip in fentanyl. I said, yeah, baking soda, baby laxatives, exactly. Salt. I've had Coke cut with salt. But now it's like deadly. And she was telling me that not too long ago, and I didn't read about this, but not too long ago, one of her friend's sisters is a cop around here and said that they had to go to a college party and all 6 kids were dead. And they were young, good college kids, University of Alabama at Huntsville, I believe. I think, don't quote me on that, but it was somewhere around here. And 6 kids that were partying in a room were all dead. I think one survived. Why? Because it was cocaine laced with fentanyl, and all of them ended up dead. And I was telling her, I said, Sage, that's what I'm saying. It's no longer that you can try it. Oh, let me try cocaine. No, you can't. You can't even buy a pill anymore off the street because it could be a pill of fentanyl. It's exactly stick to whiskey, but it's crazy. Sweet home Alabama. There you go. But it's sad. You know, kids are going to try doing drugs and you got to embed in their head, no, you can't. You just can't. Pills are now fentanyl, pots dipped in fentanyl. It's fucking scary. People making their own pills with a pill press that they get on Amazon, and they make it look like it's real and it's a pill of fentanyl. It's scary shit. Not a drug addict. I'm just saying, it's scary. You know, and I don't want my kids ever thinking, oh, that's not going to happen to me. Oh, yes, it can. Exactly. Pot laced fentanyl. Picking up the dollar bill from the ground. There you go. Didn't even think of that. It's some scary shit. You blue? But you know what I'm saying, though? I mean, who didn't try drugs in college? Who didn't, ever try doing something in college? Even pot. Acid. What are they dipping acid in fentanyl? It's just crazy. Yeah, back in the 80s, AIDS was a big scare. But it's sad, though, that, I mean, kids are going to be kids. Teens are going to be teens. You're going to try drugs. And it's too scary now to even try it. Guy had enough fentanyl to kill 100,000 people. When my ex was arrested, he had fentanyl pills. I heard he had like 1,000. He had 2 ounces of meth and like 1,000 fentanyl pills. Liam, I don't smoke pot. I'm allergic to it. But, I found out my ex was one of those assholes that fucking mixed it with fentanyl before he sold it. And if I would have known then, I would have fucking killed him. Alabama isn't all it's cracked up to be? Oh, yeah. It is insane. It's very scary, Jen. I had no idea till after he was dead is when I found out about the fentanyl pills. But it's a cheap way to cut it. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't know. Probably why he was always trying to get me to do drugs with him. No, fentanyl's really cheap. I'm glad I lived through my teens too. Travis pin laced items stuff in your car door handles now too. You touched it to remove it. You are in bad shape. That's true. No, he died of the meth. He died of acute methamphetamine intoxication. He ate 2 ounces of meth. He had other stuff in his system. He had fentanyl in his system. He had cocaine in his system. He had everything in his system. He probably got arrested and just ate everything. But it was an undetermined amount of fentanyl. They are deadly. Oh, no, he ate it. And he refused medical treatment. My son's father, my ex. If you want to win the lottery, you can go to Atlanta. That'd be nice. She smokes fentanyl daily? Wow. He was 53. It was like he was being set up. We found out he was a pretty big drug dealer. And none of us really knew. But the sad part is he was starting to get his life back together. He started working on because we shared a phone, and on his messages were like constant calls from the hall the last week before he died. Like, dude, you coming back to work? We got this job. We got this, because he was a great welder. But it's like, we got this job. We got this job. We got this job. Every single day there were more messages, and he was working again. It got the best of him. Thanks, Rumpel. I know, Laura Lee. But here's some good news, though. Here's some good news. October 21st? Yeah, October 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. I will not be online. I will not be doing any lives. You won't see me in Discord. You won't see me anywhere. Me and Dayton, I applied for it back in May, right after his dad died. It's like a weekend away, and it's for, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a grief weekend where it's for kids who lost a parent due to addiction. And it's like this free weekend, and you stay in log cabins, and he gets a buddy, and we're in different log cabins. Like, we don't see each other for the weekend. And they combine camp, like a sleepaway camp, with grief counseling. And for me, there's grief counseling, and there's counseling to deal with his loss. And it's really looks awesome. And it's in West Virginia. The closest one was West Virginia. It's about 8 hours away. And I'm really excited about it. And I told him, he's like, Mom, I don't want to do that. I said, it's going to be fun. I promise you. I promise it's going to be fun. Thank you, Rhonda. So it is. It's really cool. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited for him, too. And I didn't know that we were going to get it. I actually forgot about it. And then about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, the girl had called me. She's like, you got to finish the paperwork. You and Dayton were selected to come. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. And they, they keep him with a buddy who's over 18 at all times. And I just think he's going to have a blast. And it's, every kid there lost their parent to addiction or, to drugs. And I think it's going to be great. Thanks, Roswell. But yeah, I had no idea what it was going to be like. And I really didn't think we were going to get picked. I mean, how many kids go through this? But I've applied anyway. I'm like, fuck it. Can't hurt to try. I got to do something for him. He's a mess. I think I applied like the beginning of May. So it was like 3 weeks since his dad died. And I needed to do something for him. So I found that, I was looking for all different stuff online and I saw it and I was like, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I doubt we'll get it, but I'll give it a shot. And sure enough, so I was really excited. Thank you, Jen. But yeah, it's called a comfort something. So Dayton says to me, he goes, Mom, what's a grief circle? I said, you sit in a circle and you talk about your pain. What if I don't want to talk? I said, well, they'll make you talk. So he was like, oh, okay. He's like, I just didn't know. Or a healing circle or grief. Oh, it's a healing circle. I said, you sit in your circle and you heal. That's all. I am very proactive. I have to be. Who else is going to be proactive with them? That's what I say. It's for 4 days. It's it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we got to leave Thursday because it's an 8-hour drive. And then we get back Monday. So that's why I'm saying 5 days. I think so too, Laura Lee. I absolutely do. He wants individual counseling, and we can't find one that will cover all his issues. You are too. I said the exact same thing. I told him, I said, Dayton, give it a chance. I promise you're going to love it. Just give it a chance. It's going to be a great weekend. He gets no electronics at all. At all. He's like, I can't even have my phone. I said, nothing. They do not allow you to have your phone. You have nothing except each other. And they do that so you guys talk to each other. You interact with each other. And I think it's going to be good. And I told him, I said, for me, it'll be a good weekend away. Oh, absolutely, garden grower. Once we got accepted, I said, I got news for you. He's really, for those of you that don't know Dayton, he's so smart. He really is such an intelligent kid, but sometimes he's too smart for his own good. And he's a big kid. I mean, he's 14, but he's 6'3" and 250. Yeah, no electronics. I can have electronics, but they said the service is horrible. Yeah, they have resources for me, resources for him. I try, Laura Lee. Believe me, I try. Yeah, he's not allowed to have anything. That's why I told him. He's like, how far is it? I said, it's about 8.5 hours. He's like, who's going? I said, just me and you. Oh, okay. He's like, are we renting a car? I said, maybe. I was like, probably. Oh, I do, Big W. Me and him used to drive 4 times a year to Iowa, which is a 10.5 hour drive. My kids, like, they're used to long trips because I used to drive Florida. We drive a lot of places because 4 people and 2 dogs, flying is too much. So we drive everywhere. Yeah, he's a big kid. He does like it's just me and him with no animals. He don't like driving with the dogs. But he, it gives him time away from his brother and sister. First day was hard, and after that you grant. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just won't be live. I think so too, Stephanie. I've seen 16-year-olds revert to 2-year-old when grandson loses phone. Nah, he knows he can't have a phone. His thing is no video games. Don't have to worry about protection. Nope, he's got a buddy system. And they said that the buddies have been carefully screened. They do background checks, law checks, legal checks. Like, they are. But Dana, he'd hurt someone. If someone ever tried doing something to him, like, he's not naive or gullible at all. He'll knock you the fuck out. Yeah, West Virginia cabins. They have them all over. They have them in Mississippi, not Mississippi, Massachusetts, New York, the Catskills in New York. I forgot what it's called. Comfort something? I don't even remember. He could survive without his phone, yeah. But I'm excited for it. I think he's going to really... It's actually a month from today we'll be there. Good night, you are too mean. You're not mean. But I thought I told you guys about it, but I guess I didn't. We will need counseling while you're not live. I'm telling you, 5 days without me, guys. Actually, definitely 3. I'll probably talk to you guys on the way down and the way back. But yeah. I've never gone that long without going on YouTube. Don't worry, you got a month. But definitely the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, I won't be on. I'll probably go live on the way down when he's sleeping. I'm going to cry when you end this live. No, I have to go to bed. Sage, if I'm not sleeping by the time the kids go to school, I'm done. Sage came in last night at like 5:45 to take a shower. I was like, shit, I'm still awake. It will be good for me too. What's your question, Melissa? I'm actually starving and I don't want to eat. If you can't have electronics, I can't. No, I can have my phone. She said that it just doesn't get good service. But she was really nice. They give you a whole list of all the things you need to buy. Oh, I was looking it up online. And I was looking for counseling for him, and I came across this website. Fruity Pebbles? I make Fruity Pebbles candles. Will you have AWP soon? AWP has not returned my request. I guess I'm not big enough for AWP. I want to move off grid, but I can't right now, and I feel resentment towards technology. I want to live off grid, but I got to have technology. I just want to be away from people. Actually, I don't want to be away from people. Whoa. I was with her when she was wasted or drugged. Melissa, I said that a long time ago. You're smoking a Fruity Pebbles vape? There you go. Chris, believe me, I wanted to finish, then I got sidetracked. I agree, Keith. Fly Eagles, I thought of that. I did. I really thought of that. And I thought about asking her, but is there anything left to even discuss? Would you rather have a big channel with a mix of views, a channel like this with people who actually appreciate you? Liam, I would like to have, my goal is 100,000 subs. That is my goal. That's all I'm looking for, is to get that plaque. If he was a mess and he counts up, yes, you're right, moderator. But Dayton has other issues too. Have fun, Captain. Dayton has other issues too that need to be addressed. So I need a counselor that works all of them. And it's been very hard to find. He's in counseling now, but not the type of counseling that he needs. He needs different kind of counseling, which is, he needs specialized, and it's very hard to find on top of everything else. Oh, I love Mr. T. You just said nipple? Rumple? I called you nipple. All right, I'm going to get to bed. Oh, because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. The kids are going to be up soon to take showers. Kurt's leaving for work. It is time to go to bed. I have 3 hours I could sleep before I got to get up, take a shower, and head off to DMV and get the car fixed. So when she gets home from school, her car is 100% legal and ready to go. Hey, Lacey, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's anything left to bring Candace on. I really don't. Yeah, I don't know why I called him nipple. Nipple rumple. Rumple nipple. Always let my light shine, Keith. Shine bright like the sun. So, all right, I really do have to get to bed, though. Oh, Joseph, if you're still here, Mom is having a blast in Hawaii. A blast. Thank you, Melissa. But Melissa, just to answer your question real quick, I have had that exact thought multiple times. I don't know the Christian Glass case. I'll have to look it up. What state is it in? Yeah, the DMV. All for my darling children. If that's not an act of kindness, I don't know what is. Because she was like, I'll get home at 12. I said, Sage, I don't need you to go to DMV. So then I'm like, what am I, crazy? Let her sit at DMV. I have to take Cat to the vet again. Oh, no. I know, Lace. Yeah, she is. She posted pictures today from, I'll tell you in a moment. My mom's like a 12-year-old. She posts everything. Oh, they had the baby. Hold on, I just gotta say congratulations. Ma, you know what's weird? Someone I know had a baby. He's black, she's white. Usually black genes overweigh white genes. This baby's white. I'm surprised. Any mix I know is usually a lot darker than lighter. All right, where are you, Mom? They're in Maui 4 hours ago. Sunset in Maui. Lahaina Shores in Lahaina, Maui. Waikiki yesterday. Waikiki Beach, September 19th. Dole Plantation. Wahawa, Hawaii. Green World Coffee Farm. A Rainbow over Waikiki. A luau and OUAI or something. Another luau. And the Polynesian Cultural Center. I mean, they're like traveling all over. The Duke of Hawaii. The Hyatt Regency in Waikiki. And yeah, the Hyatt, they stayed when they first got there in Waikiki, the Hyatt Regency. Tell them spend Sugarloaf pineapples. Oh, they're eating and partying. And they're such dorks. They have all these dumb pictures. Like, they're such tourists. It's hysterical. You would think they were like 20. Oh, yeah, she did it right. Mom always does it right. She knows how to travel. Like, she'll take a picture in front of something, and then Howard will take a picture in front of something. Like, they're just dorks. Yeah, Kurt, have a good day at work. All right, I'm out. I just wanted to give Joseph an update. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. I definitely want to go through Triple T's live tomorrow. And I won't watch it. I'll save it for you guys. But don't watch it. You guys are not allowed to watch it. That's an order. We're going to watch it together. You live here and have thousands of pictures? Yeah. It's just funny, though. Like, you know, like they're standing in front of the rainbow behind them. You know, Mom's in a picture and then Howard's in a picture. It's hysterical. They literally, you would never know they were in their 70s. Giovanni's Pizza in Chicago is the best. The best. There's no better pizza than Giovanni's. So, all right. I am going to bed, though. I will see you guys tomorrow. For all of you going to bed, enjoy your sleep. Kurt, have a good day at work. For all of you guys that are spending the day going to work, have fun. Rhonda, you'll just, be scouting the dating sites, trying to find a new man. We know that. And thank you guys for super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps, everything in between. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And like I said, I got to be sleeping by the time Sage takes a shower. Peace.